Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of All the Mods 10 to the Sky. So in today's episode we are going to be working on getting the assembler's matrix up and running, and possibly, if we have enough of the resources, the quantum computer. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump right into it and see what we need to get this thing going. Alright, so I have some recipes here bookmarked, stuff that we're going to need. So like the frame, the wall, the pattern core, craft core, and speed core. And then of course all the little paintballs that we need from the matter ball. So let's go ahead and set up these crafts so we're not having to do everything by hand. Looks like I already started, so let me clear that. So it looks like I already have the crafting pattern for the frame, the matrix wall, the pattern core, craft core, and speed core. So I need to do these, which are super simple craft. And these matter balls are extremely easy to get as well. It is just going through the matter condenser with some water or items if you prefer. I prefer myself water. And then having either a 64K or a 256K storage to build up the items and then just have it pushed back into the system. That's how I made the singularities. I have about 4,000 of them on hand. So that is probably as much as we will ever need going through the pack. So that is something that we don't have to worry about. And I believe we have about 512 matter balls. I'm not sure if that's going to be enough, but I guess we'll find out. So let me see, where did we stop off? The blue, so now we need the regulars. Okay, there's the red one. And then this one, I'm going to make this one. This one's a really specific, so it's 256 per item. So if we do this, and then we get water, and we do, can we do 256 buckets times 64? That will be just a hair over 16,000 buckets. I don't know if this will work right. And then we'll set this to 64. Once I'm able to find where I put my matter condenser, actually, I will be able to put this. Oh, it's right there. That's right. I put it over here. Okay. So I only did it that way. I kind of want to try this way. So let me see if this works. Hold on. Matter ball. Oh, you weren't seeing this. Why? 1 second. Gotta troubleshoot why this is not being seen. And I am back. That was kind of a headache. So, what happened was, previously I had my crafting terminal over here, but then I moved it because I made room for this, so I put it over here. And for some reason, my system absolutely hated that idea. So what I had to do was, I reloaded the game, I shut the game down completely and opened it back up. I broke the matter condenser, the pattern provider, the wireless connectors. Like, I did everything up to the point of I was about to test this in a creative world to see if maybe this is an ongoing kind of issue or something. Um, I even tried relinking my wireless terminal to the access point. That still wasn't working. So then my last ditch effort was to actually break the wireless access point and place it back down. And it worked. So I have no idea what happened, but that fixed my issue where I broke this, replaced it, put my dimension card back in, and I can now do my craft. And the pattern that I did previously where I did the the 16,000 buckets to 64 matter ball condensers. I think I kind of did that a little bit wrong. um, because I will, I mean, I could do 64. Um, yeah, no, it works. Okay, never mind. Scratch that. So it works. I have matter balls on request if need be. I got plenty of singularities, so I won't have to worry about those anymore. So we could continue doing our crafting here. So yeah, let me place all these patterns in here. We're running low, so this is a perfect time to actually get this built because we only have 27 slots left, and that's slowly dwindling as I add these crafts in. And plus, it's going to be so nice having the freedom to have as many patterns basically as you possibly carry. Um, Another thing that I noticed too recently is some of the, so like if you see here, I'm missing the G hot, like not the hot link itself, but it's missing entirely, which is why I have the guide. So if you ever find to where you're no longer able to hit G to search through this stuff, which I mean, it could probably literally be my keybind, but I mean, it might actually be my hotkey. So give me 1 second here. Is that it? Take a look. Oh, it is. Okay. So that was my fault. Um, I guess unbound the key. I don't know. My keybinds after doing the last update, I'm still trying to figure out what I had because all of them got reset. So that's going to be a slow adventure. Anyways, let's carry on. So we have all these things put in. So we should be able to go ahead and move forward and actually trying to request some of these items. So let's see. Can we make this? And I'm going to do a 7x7. So for the frame, of course, it's going to be 7x7. Do I need to do another 7? Because it's 7, and then 14, and then 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 30. So that's 54. Yeah, so times 7. Whoa, too much. I think it's 125. Somewhere around there. 7x7x7, because if we do 14 plus 30 plus 10, 15, 20, 20. Let's just, yeah, let's do 7x7 first. And then we'll see what we are needing after that. Intro dust is where we're stuck at. So intro dust crusher. So we could do it through the crusher. Intro dust. We got a crusher, so that's fine. We could do that instead. And then we want to make sure that we have the craft to duplicate intro. So let me take a look here. Yeah, it's going to be this guy right here. This one has the crusher in it. This kind of does a little bit of everything because we have all 4 machines. I will change that in the near future, but for right now, it does work. So I have an enrichment, a crushing, compressing, and also an infusing. So I have all 4 of those machines here, and it all works, which is pretty good. So let me make sure that I have what it takes to make these. Okay, so that's needing dust. Okay. I might have to look into doing an intro bee. Matter of fact, I should probably do all the bees. Because right now our limitation is intro dust. So we can't do anything without intro. Which means we'll have to make some of these seeds. And probably make quite a bit of them here. Not too many, just enough to maybe get us a stack of intro. Because also what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some growth accelerators. 2 should be enough because I'm only going to do this to 1. And then Fluix, need 1 of these. And then I need energy, and then a point. Okay, so that should be good. And then I will put this somewhere kind of out of the way for right now, like right here. So how I'm gonna do this is, let's see, cobble. I need some blocks to place down. Okay, and I have to put these on the side like that so that this gets actually energized. Because if you don't, then it's not going to work properly. Okay, there we go. So that is what I'm going to do. Now, what the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set up power for the growth cells. So I'll put these here. Do a point. Get that turned on. And then I will move this to that. Bring this down. Okay, so now those two should be getting power. I'm going to put this onto bypass limit just so it doesn't run out. And then now what I'm going to do is smack this with this and wait for the intros to grow and then just mine it up. So I'm going to do this. I'm probably going to make a couple more seeds just so I get enough intro, and then I will go ahead and bring you guys back. Okay, and I am back. So I got enough to go ahead and start the duplication process for the intro crystals. So we can actually go ahead and remove this, and then I'll show you what I mean by the duplication process. So I have patterns in my system to duplicate intro crystals. And what that entails is you need to get the intro crystals and turn them into dust, the intro dust, which then goes into the reaction chamber. And then in the reaction chamber with Fluix crystals, that's when it gets duplicated and it'll just keep building up, building up. So what I did was I put both the intro crystal and intro dust into an ME requester with both 1024 stock count for both of them, crafting at a batch size of 128. And what that's going to do is it's going to go through up until they both are about 1024 each. And anytime it gets dipped out on either side, it will start the process up again. So that's going to be working in the background. As you can see, it's constantly building up for both sides. And that's good. That is exactly what we want. So now we don't have to worry about intro or intro dust. And then we could just move on and see if we could now officially do the assembler's matrix. So let's go ahead and do extended. Oh, cancel. Oh, that's going to start it back up. Give it a second. Yeah, see, my keybinds are all over the place, and I have no idea why. Okay. So, for the matrix frame, I think we said we were going to do 7 by 7. Maybe by 6? No, that's still too much. I'll just start with a stack of this and see if that works. Because ultimately, I don't know how much we actually need, but I'm wanting to guess it's either 123 or 125, if I remember correctly. But it's been a minute since I built one of these. Let me grab some building block real quick so that I could tower down from a point. And I think I want to do it 1, 2. So right here, and then I'll go ahead and build this down about halfway. Remove one more. Okay, and I did not place you there. Okay, so 7 wide and 7 tall. That was, I think, 5. A good way to do that is to check with FTP Ultimine if you have it in the pack. If you put it to small tunnel, it'll tell you how many blocks are right here. And I see that it was in fact 5. So we're going to add 2 more. And then now we can see it is 7. So now we need to do 6. So that's 2. Then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then that should allow us to meet back up right here. Okay, so now that we have the first 7x7, we just need to do the rest. And it's just doing the outer frame of this. Everything else will get filled in by either the speed cores, the craft cores, or the matrix walls. I'm not going to do glass for this one. I'm just going to do those standard walls. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I do see that we're starting to get to the very end of our stack here. Oh, too far. Okay, and then that's 5. So we were actually almost there. We just need 4 more. So let's go ahead and grab those frames. Grab 4 more. Maybe it was the walls I was thinking of, because we need 125 walls to cover every side. So that was actually 68 frames to do the whole outer, or like the whole, edge, which is not bad. Okay. Let me break this. There we go. Okay, so like I said, we're going to need 125 walls. So I'll go ahead and get that going. And the good thing about this is we could actually use our stick, wherever that may be. It's right there. Okay, you made 1 less than what I asked for. Oh, I see. Okay. So we'll have some left over. It's not too bad. So I'm going to do all sides except for one so that we still have access to the inside. Okay, so there's one side. Another side. Wow. Oh wow, we were actually kind of short there. I must have miscounted. 5, 10, 15, 20. Wait. 25. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, it's 150. Okay. I'm going off of what I remember, and I think it was because of the glass is what's screwing me. Because with the glass, I normally do like 2 sides, and then I do the rest walls. Or maybe I do one. No, I do one. I do the front glass, and then I do the rest walls, but not this time. I'm doing all walls. Okay, so for the inside, this gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So a 5x5. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So a 5x5x5, which is again 125. So we need 60. Let me grab my guide back out, because there was only one that required 5, and then there was 60 for the others that we needed. Okay, so the speed cores we could only put 5 in, because having more than 5, it won't do any good for us. So that means the pattern and the craft cores will need 60 each, which is perfect. So let me go ahead and get those going. Extended assembler. So the speed core, we only needed 5 of these. Let's see, can we make this? It looks like we can, so that's good. It's these ones that I am kind of on the fence about, if we could actually make those or not. And where are we stuck? Let's see, where are our machines? There they are. Okay. Where are we stuck at? Let me go ahead and cancel the craft and redo it. Okay, something is broken. So let's see what that something is. Okay, and I'm back shortly. After checking this out and trying to troubleshoot, I found out that it was because they are processing patterns. They were put into the pattern providers with the molecular assemblers, which of course that's not going to work. These need to go with the pattern providers with the crystal assemblers. So now if we go ahead and request 5 of these, we should get them. That was quick. Okay, so we have 5 of those. Now we need 60 of these, which we need to make a couple more crafts. It's not too bad. Go ahead and clear up my screen up here. Okay, so that's for one of them. Let me check for the other one. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same. Oh no, this one's the extended pattern provider and the fluix test. Okay, so there's 3 more patterns that we need to do. So let's go ahead and get those going. 4 more patterns now. Okay, and that goes into the crystal assembler. The fluix dust is something that we can definitely do. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to do the same thing if it will let me. So reaction chamber, can we not duplicate this? Oh no, we don't need to duplicate this because this requires something else. And I think I already have that craft, which I do. As a matter of fact, let me take a look here. Yeah, see, that should be on a requester. So let me request these to be continuously going. Let me turn that off. 1024 and then 128 and go. We got more than enough stuff in the system for that. So then with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and do the crusher for this just because it'll be just that much faster. So let me back over here. Going to be this guy and then the crystal assembler for this one. Now let's take a look at the last bits of this. Okay, it's not too bad. Which again, that is going to be the crystal assembler, and then this one's just a standard craft. So let me go ahead and slap these in. Crystal assembler and standard craft. Okay, now let's see if we can make this. Okay, so pattern core. Oh, I need to fix that pattern. I don't want it to use this one. I want it to use that one. There we go. Now we should be good to go. Let's do that one more time. Pattern core, 60. Looks good. Go ahead and take a look here. And it looks like everything is crafting very nicely. All right, so I will go ahead and bring you back as soon as I get the rest of this, and I'll meet you guys back down at the assembler's matrix. Okay, and I am back. And let's go ahead and get this thing finished. I had to turn the shaders off because it was kind of messing with the brightness scale down here, and it was making things really hard to see, at least to my aspect of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these 5 speed cores right in the dead center. And then what I'm going to do is make a wall of these. These are the craft cores. So I'm going to put this all along the wall here. The reason why I'm going to do that is so that I could use the stick to place the rest of them. Easy as that. And then I'll do the same thing with the pattern cores. Okay, so those are all done. And then we could go ahead and close this up here. Boom. So now we have a fully completed assembler's matrix. Now all we have to do is just put a cable down. And let me see if a dense cable will work for this. I don't have any cables at the moment. So let me make some. Oh, actually I do. Take that back. So I'll just slap a dense cable right here. And there we go. We now have a matrix frame online. So now in between episodes, what I'll do is I'll just migrate the rest of these over so we don't lose anything or misplace anything. I just want to be able to be careful because in my other world, when I did that, I broke all these and I lost a ton of patterns due to item timeout, and they started disappearing because I wasn't fast enough. So just kind of be wary of that. Just in case if that happens for you or for any reason. I'm going to break this requester. I know this is housing the time fluid, but I'm actually going to put the time fluid up at the one near our main quadrant here. Because there should be one space left, and there is. So let me go ahead and turn it off. And won't let me do it that way. So I will need to get a bucket out. Time fluid. Bucket. And right click. There we go. Change this to 64 and 1. Submit changes. Turn that back on. And we should be good to go. Put that time fluid back in. Okay. So now this requester is full of everything. And eventually we will increase these numbers. Actually, I think we could do that now, maybe. So let me go ahead and save changes there. I'm going to turn these off just as well. 5,000, submit. Then 5,000 and submit. And turn those back on. Okay, so let me take a look. Intro. So that's just going to keep building up for both the dust and the crystals. And then same thing goes for our fluix. That should be fairly quick. Because again, that uses separate items that we have a ton of. All right, so we got that done. Let's take a look and see what it will take to do the quantum computer. We need to get that going as well. And I believe that one is with advanced. Yeah. Looks like I already put some of these in, which is good. And it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be a 7x7. I have to try and remember exactly how I did this. So let me go ahead and get my parts list, and then I will bring you guys right back because there's specific items that I put on the inside to make this pretty much the most efficient quantum computer you could have. So let me grab that list and I will go into details of about what it is. Okay, and I'm back. So I have the list of exactly what I use, and I'm probably going to save this, and I will place this in the video's description down below in case you guys want to use it as well. So we got to make sure that we got everything needed. So let me go ahead and do advanced. Okay, so we need to make sure that we have the quantum computer structures, which we do. The quantum computer cells, which we do. The core we have. The entangler we have. The multi-threader that we have. Okay, so that's all looking good. So what I want to do is I want to go for the quantum computer core first. So far that was looking pretty good. This may take a little bit of time, but it is jamming through. In my other series, the Project ATM Star, I have quite a few of these machines set up, so normally these kind of crafts are super quick. Like I would have a stack of 8 of these, or an 8 stack high for each, so that would be 8 times 4, so that'd be 32 slicers, 32 crystal assemblers, 32 reaction chambers, and I'm going to also bring that here as well, just because it's very efficient doing it that way. And then I will set up the proper mechanism, and I'll move the industrial foregoing machines to its own pylon. I'll probably give it its own platform, maybe like right here, seeing that we already have the fluid extractors here. Eventually, once I get to the point, I'm actually going to replace one of these to start doing soul logs. So for when we get into the point of doing Forbidden Arcanus, we have the soul tree. Maybe they don't have that in here. Let me take a look. So it's normally with productive trees. And if it's not in here, that'd be kind of interesting. So let's see. Oh, there it is. So soul tree sapling. I need to get one of these and get this set up so that I could get a ton of them. So this can be found in chests inside of end cities. Interesting. Okay, so it looks like we're going to have to go raid some end cities and find that sapling, and maybe a couple of them, and set up a couple of hopper botany pots with them, because that is going to help us get some souls later on. On top of getting soul sand automated to the point where we could farm souls out of them with a Just Dyers setup that I have, which you could also see in one of my episodes of the Project ATM Star. And just a little plug on that, this past weekend we actually were able to get the first ATM Star for that series, and now I'm working towards getting the Star EB and everything needed for that. So just kind of keep an eye out on that. And if you're new to this channel, I would greatly appreciate if you would subscribe and maybe follow along on both series until it is done. And also another note is, once I am done with either this pack or the ATM 10 pack, I will be switching over to a new mod pack, which I know a lot of people know very well, which would be GregTech New Horizons. I never played it. I've seen a few videos of it. I heard it is extremely hard and tedious, and I'm all for it. I will struggle and probably bang my head against the desk many times while playing that pack, but I think it's a great learning experience to see what else there is out there. And then once the other pack, so I believe I'll be done with the ATM 10 series before this one. But once I'm done with this one as well, I'll be switching to another recent mod pack instead of something that is older. I'm going to try and see if I can find one that is more newer, or maybe do an FTB mod pack, which is Feed the Beast. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Let's take a look and see where we're at. We are stuck somewhere. And I think it's because I'm crafting intro dust is why we are stuck. And that is kind of something that I know all too well. Or are we stuck somewhere else? I need to... Matter of fact, let me go ahead and take off that singularities requester. because I don't need this anymore. So I'll wait until that's done. Alright, let me take a look at my machines because it does look like we're stuck somewhere. And I want to make sure that we have everything that we need. So we're good here. We're good here. I think I see what's going on. So this one... So this one requires shattered singularity. Okay, hold on. I think it's going to be this this pattern right here. So quantum infused dust. Quantum infused dust. This should be done in the crusher. Okay. So let me pull that out and I will put it in here. And then do that. Okay. So that should kind of kickstart this back up. Yep, in fact it is. So that was an easy find. I'm glad I was able to find that one. Okay, looks like there was about 9 more left. So let me go ahead and slap this one in there. There we go. And everything else should be perfect. So quantum computer core is done. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut away here and I'll get the rest of what I said on the list and I will bring you guys back so that we can build this up. And I think that we'll call it for the episode there once we get the quantum computer up. All right, I'll see you guys in a minute. All right, and I am back. That took about 15 minutes to get everything needed. It took an extremely long time. Well, at least for me, that's how it felt because I was just sitting here watching everything go. Anyway, so yeah, about 15 minutes later, we have everything needed to build the quantum computer. So let me go ahead and start off with the structure. Again, we're going to do the same thing that we did with the assembler's matrix. We're going to go up and then out one. And then I'm going to bring this down about halfway. I kind of want to make this the same level. So we want it right here. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build out the 7x7 as well for this, just like the matrix. All right, looking good so far. This one does not have, I'm not using any glass, and I don't think there is glass for this one. So all the walls are going to be pretty much closed off using the structure blocks that I'm using, the quantum computer structure. So now let me go ahead and do this. And then let me come down here and go across. I'm going to leave the top open so that we have somewhere to go once we are done here. There we go. All right. So what I like to do normally is I like to find the middle. And then I like to go up 2. So let me see. Let me make sure I have this. Yeah, because what I'll do is I will do a floor of these. And you can make this however you want, but this is how I normally do it. And then I find the middle and I place down one of these blocks. And then I place down the computer core right in the middle. So this gets sandwiched by everything. And then that right on top of that one. And then for this one, I normally just kind of place it right here. And then for everything else, it's these guys right here. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. Go up one more, do that. And that should be pretty much everything. And then we just cap it all off with the rest of the structure here. Let me do it with the stick a little bit quicker. All right, we're looking good. Okay, so the last thing, all we got to do now is just like we did over there. We will need to grab some a dent cable. We only need one because we only have a 1 block space, and we will put it right there. Boom. And now we have the quantum computer structure, which is amazing. However, these are not in the most ideal spots. That's okay, because I believe we could cut paste them to anywhere we want. And honestly, I'm alright with that because I only need the bottom and one other side for all the channels that I need, and the top is already being used for exactly what I would use it for, all the wireless connectors. So I am not worried about that either. So everything here is pretty much done, and now we could go ahead and remove these guys. We no longer need any of these. Let me go ahead and get these taken care of. All right, look at that. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. So we have the matrix and we have the quantum computer, and look at that. 3,904 coprocessors and 2G storage. That means we could pretty much craft anything and craft everything and all be done light speed. Well, as fast as our machines up here will allow us to do, of course. Because, you know, there's some limitations that we have. Just saying. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and call it there. I think we did a lot today in today's episode. I mean, we got 2 of the massive multi-block structures created that will help us craft with light speed. Anyways, thank you guys so much for joining me on today's journey. If you guys liked today's episode, go ahead and smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.